Hello everyone and welcome to Sketching and Drawing with Edouard at Douglas Park. Today we're going to learn how to create a dark forest with a silhouette on top. I'm going to teach you how to work this project with India ink. For this project I have used watercolor paper. You can see the dark forest showcased here, in which I've created at an angle to get proper drainage. Today though we're going to work on a flat surface, so it's going to be quite new to me, and I'm going to have to resolve certain challenges that are different from those that presented themselves with a paper at an angle, draining itself. This is the Strathmore watercolor paper that I'll be using. The green tape, which has a weak glue, makes it easier to take off without ripping up the paper. We have a palette, India ink, a container for water, a calligraphy brush, and two pieces of paper that have been mounted on the table. The tape is there for the paper to retain its shape while it's drying, and it will create minimal buckling for the paper. So I'm going to wet the paper now because I like to work early on with a wet-on-wet technique. It's funny, this brush actually leaves a yellow tint on my paper, which is not a desirable effect. But hopefully this annoying fact will go away. And early on you want to work with your light gray, creating a little bit of shading around the center. As such, now you can move on to a darker gray. The shades of gray that I'm using are going to get consistently lighter as the paper dries, so you really have to account for that. I'm going to splatter a little bit. Got to be careful here with my clothes, just to create a little more interest, and even splatter some of that very dark ink, which is pure ink that is diluting itself directly on the paper, which is wet. Very important to avoid the puddling effect in the middle, since the paper is actually flat. So you can get back into the lightness of the central part, i.e. the examples over there. You can create misty effects that are quite interesting with the paper.
If you had that on horizontal, it would run down. And
Yeah.
so you got that effect.
Absolutely.
That much more vertical effect with that on the pieces.
Yes. So now I'm going to let the work dry for now, and I'll see you again. I'm going to start creating the shape of the tree trunks that are in the background. These vertical lines will become very, very light as I'm using my lightest gray. You can make the stem of the trees wider. It's always a good idea. I'm going to switch now to the middle gray. Out of that middle gray. So it's very nice to go a little more abstractly than just the vertical trees and create the wild nature of the forest. darker in the surrounding area so that you get a little bit of a claustrophobic feeling that the forest is enveloping you. Alright, so this is what came out of it. As expected, the technique is quite different laying flat. I noticed that the dark areas that I put remained the same because there was no drainage, but I sacrificed a little bit of depth, which I got very naturally with the drainage. So still learning this technique as I go. Now it needs a silhouette on top of the forest. Unfortunately, it's still a little wet. For the silhouettes, I tend to improvise, so I have to let the fairies speak to me. They're dark fairies. They're not all evil. Some of them are. Others are mischievous. I like the idea of fairy that's maybe like this. Why not, right? And ta-da! Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up.